Good morning, everybody. I am Trestwho, and I am here with Trigon.
And I'm here with Takashi at a place called Mariana Park. I am actually not at home right now. I'm participating with him for once on a cell phone.
It's gonna be a
Did
little bit
my audio
faster.
did my audio pick up on the recording here?
Yeah?
Okay.
Everything should be fine. Even though my OBS is still saying that my microphone is not working for some reason. it's the
Okay.
update stability. I asked my friend who had the same problem. Not really a problem because the microphone works, and you can hear me, and you can hear you, and they can hear you.
Wait. That's good enough then.
They just said. But let's continue. Trigon is still fine, and the team has arrived near his mine palace. Let's just say it like that. And they are gonna steal his heart. They are the Phantom Thieves. They never see it coming.
Watch them get him to redeem and confess his crimes after that.
Ah. Yeah, I've been a mad demon. I tried to take over Earth. I'm sorry, humans. I'm just staying in my own dimension now. Will you? But yeah, let's continue. Chapter 17, Trigon Part 2. Oh yeah, I can do that. I tried to highlight the whole thing with one click. It doesn't work like that. I'm sad. No, that's always not good. Well, more right. I should have to keep the invisible jet control. You are going as fast, and the jet could really take her. The engine is rising from the side, but still not wish to go faster. Her friends were in danger, and the last thing he heard from them before the radio shut off was the sound of an explosion. Neither she nor the rest of the league could establish contact with them, and she was fearing the worst. I mean, I'm pretty sure the league knows what's happening now, seeing the whole ocean of lava that's erupting around them, and the huge demon that's appearing in everyone's body.
Yeah, I had a feeling Donna was going to appear again before the arc was done.
Yeah, I actually wonder how much you actually see from the text, because you are on a much smaller screen. You might not be able to read.
Well, besides, kind of brighter out here too. It makes the screen darker in comparison. I can hear you fine though.
The fact that a few minutes ago the watchtower was suddenly bombarded with Nino's attack. Oh. What is it, the high five member? The one who was almost taken away? I don't remember their names. But the one who is capable of hacking. The boss one. Was probably the one. Hacking in his sex and disabling its system.
Hacking? Are you talking about Oracle?
No. I'm talking about the high five member. The one who was working with blood.
Yeah, I don't remember his name either.
Other than the feeling of that. What's that was the title? New Rain? I mean, not everyone likes the rain, but, yeah. Mr. Harvey shouted. Into the radio. And I like that when they do that. Because if you are shouting into the radio, they less likely to hear it. Because you are shouting and it gets distorted. And it fixes the microphone. Not the key to the same frequency. When the fans didn't respond, not escape Titan evermore. and she forced the plane to move just a little bit faster. No, you need to ease up on the engine. You are pushing them into the head. Lion advised her. Wasn't that plane capable of going like getting on to the other side of Earth in 5 minutes? Or something like that. In a normal speed. If I remember correctly, that was around that speed. But I guess, yeah, 5 minutes is a long time in this scenario. Those are my friends, Diana. Those are the accountant. And they are in trouble. You won't be able to help them if you crash. I won't be able to help them at all if they are dead by the time I get there. I mean, yeah, you can argue with each, and you are both right, and you are both wrong at the same time. Now I didn't respond to Donna's statement, and the Wonder Girl took it as a tacit act of approval to continue her present course. Her eyes briefly lifted towards the sword and shield, knowing that soon they would come to use. Then returned to attention onto the horizon. Those were getting closer to Jump City, and soon he would be able to see it. Here's mercy! That is a strange way of saying something because Hera is not known for her mercy. Even, I would assume one of the least merciful, god in Greek history. It's like saying, oh, ours is mercy.
You're probably right.
The wristband actually saw the top of Titan's tower appear over the horizon. Or even better here, Trigon's mercy. More fitting for the scenario. What little she could see from beyond the bright purple magical ship existing in, her home was in complete ruins. Half of it was collapsed into rubble, and the other was barely standing. But that was most concerning to her. What was most concerning to her, however, was the fact the shield was off to begin with. The shield was only meant to be used under one circumstance, the event of Trigon managing to protect Raven. No, what do you see? What do you fear to see, Aragorn? They're taking the Hobbit to Isengard. The force, the tail, pulled by the tail, and swallowed. It's Trigon! He has put us Haven! By having the marching music in the background. Let's face the darker theme.
If you're right, I can't hear it.
Let me, if I can find darker theme. Going at an item, mind me. No, this is a loop. My bad. Yeah, we can use this. It doesn't have to be loud. Yes, right now it's in the background. I couldn't feel her sister's horror through the radio, despite her not. No, that I could feel her sister's horror through the radio, despite her not responding. Then, as I drew closer, he heard Mr. Terrify's voice sound too. Wonder Girl, I advise you to stay clear of Titan's tower, he began. The tower is almost operational, and once it is, we are using the iron cannon. What? But that's good. I know. This is very important. Same feeling in the voice. But I know, I have to assume the worst. I mean, we know, as well as Batman would say the same as well, that we have to prepare for the worst. They chose to be that way. They chose to be isolated in the sense that, okay, you can shoot us down, we are safe here, we are not gonna hurt any of the civilians right here if you shoot us. If the first case scenario actually exists. And it is, from the outside perspective, it is the worst scenario. The fact was after execution, and Mrs. Stafford relayed the plan over. With my eyes, she stared out over the horizon, seeing more of the him with each passing second. Players were making out everywhere, and police reports were coming in detailing how heavily armed mercenaries were engaging in open warfare against the police. And hastily mobilized the National Guard. Then she turned her attention back to Titan's tower, and suddenly that thought burst into her mind. Wait! Belay this order. Wait, melee? I'm pretty sure that was a delay, not a melee.
I heard it that way too, but not really both ways. Delay and belay. I believe they basically mean the same thing.
I have never heard melee.
Double check that. Look that word up. I do not believe the writer used it improperly. But anyway, you may learn something today.
Oh! It is actually a word and it's not stopping it, not delaying it as wait a bit. Delay is actually stopping it fully. Stop this thing. So literally
Oh, okay.
Tomatora. No, the other. The shit is still up. I mean, in this sense, delaying would work better. Because the shield is still up. And you do the order when the shield goes down, right? I fail to see how it means the Trigon hasn't won yet. So they listen. There's still a chance for them to turn things around. And if you fire the cannon down on them, all you've been doing is killing them. And actually releasing Trigon. By making the shield. The light went silent, and he could not listen to her words. Even though Donna couldn't see her friend, he knew that they were still alive. He was fierce in her words, and the shield came being offered all the proof she needed. Finally, after the pregnant pause, Mrs. Jeffries responded. Alright, he answered, a hint of relief and thank his voice. The killer didn't want to fire the cannon to begin with, knowing the order of the Titans and Ruby Juniper surviving it, but no. So the possibility of them still being alive was a backup thought. I am actually a little bit worried about Fira, who should be dead at this point, to begin with. In the timeline, it should be around the time where she died. In Ruby. And we are very much in a scenario where she can die. And that might be a little bit spoiler for people who don't watch Ruby, but then why are you watching this if you haven't watched Ruby yet?
Well, yeah, it is pretty dangerous. Right now, they're trying the Gon. Later on, they should try something else.
I mean, for what I know, actually, this story hasn't. It's not gonna go after what I am talking right now. But this is around season 5, season 3.
I just recalled something. Trigon Trigon actually has four eyes, so he should have been named Qui-Gon.
Yeah. But maybe his father was Trigon. Or maybe there were multiple brothers, for all we know.
Well, we do know that Trigon is being pretty forceful right now.
Yeah? But he is the turning. Or at least, no, I'm not turning, you are just here as a mere ant, and I will crush you. I know you are here.
And
But,
he's being a jolly good fellow about it at the same time.
yeah. But, he continued, if the ship drops and no one responds, we will assume the worst and open fire. I mean, that makes sense. Those who nowhere and then nothing. I understand, but it won't come to that. I mean, there's one scenario that it could be worse, when they win, and they storm the shield, but the radio communication is messed up because the whole tower is ruined. So they will not be able to respond, and they might get shot. For God's sake, I hope to God you are right. Watch the world out. Mr. Terrific's voice got off, and another light shone down. Another team emails, he was present and playing it on the co-pilot seat. He activated the autopilot, coming away from the control, and heading back into cabin. He didn't have time to pull the change into combat attire before the line was done. And she was so focused on getting to jump to sleep, she hadn't taken the time to pull the change. I imagine Lola going in her pajamas. Given how she was rapidly approaching the West Coast City, now was a good time as any. As she stepped over her boots and put herself into her carriage, she would have a glass out the invisible water yet. It would be a few more minutes before she would arrive at Titan's Tower, but she didn't know what would happen after that. So now I'm fairly certain that somehow this jet became much slower than it was in the last chapter when they were using it. Because the plot needed that to be slow.
It could be a different jet, maybe.
I mean, it is definitely the one invisible jet that they have.
What if they got more than one of those?
I mean, I don't know, we haven't seen them. I mean, they are invisible.
Yeah, that's true. I can see. I understand the reason for that.
So do I. If I see invisible.
A gesture like, "Here is our fleet of invisible jets." You're just
mean,
gonna have to trust me on this one.
The only reason I think they only have one because the other what are they called? They are not Athenian. They are the other semi-gods are not leaving the island. It's
You
only
mean
her.
Themyscira?
Yeah, the Themysciras are not leaving. Only her. Probably no, they just leave there and stay there all the time. Why would they need another jet? And if they had more jets, they would be right next to her, I would assume. I mean, no, they still have to, like, do, yeah, they do, they still have to, defend the portal, the gate. That was almost released all the things from down below. Next to eyes. So it makes sense that they are not here. Let's see. we are in the main place right now. But who himself to the last person, he knew that whatever greeted her would not be pleasant. The festival into a demon god possibly taking over someone's mind could never be anything remotely like that. And then all we are gonna see is something like that was shown in Pinkie Pie's mind. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Then when she finally saw what greeted her, she was appeared and horrified. Trigon's corruption, which had been spreading through women's minds toward her time here, was related to the gate. I mean, in a sense, just few things surrounding her would be the most terrifying things for Raymond. In a sense, Raymond is more like a Wesley. He doesn't really like all those colors around her. Raymond on water magma, this was the mental landscape. The task of what was once seen lay shivered under a bloodless sky. Rather than being barren, the virus were covered in a large fungus-like membrane that switched under her boots. My god! Been more amazing down. That's horrified. It's like she's being terraformed. I mean, yes. I pointed out, both Humi and me both found the description of her ocean. I mean, this is what's happening to us, and the same moment I would say as well. More scratches and allows the rest of a motorcycle arriving behind them. The monster shutting off and coming to dust was the last arrived. To be found, knowing that men are only a medium for escape, but it was just sold off to them. Funnily enough, we are using portals here as well. Now, all we need is some silver, I mean, there's gonna be some silver, but not a silver suit. But there's gonna be some silver I can already tell that. Red flash ran off in front of them, illuminating a dark silhouette of a tiny form. When we recognized it as the body of Trigon, he was so large, he couldn't even see his face, only the bottom of his knees. He felt small and insignificant compared to him, but she then heard someone scream. I mean, Ruby, it's easy. Just get some arrows and shoot him in the knee, and he will never be an adventurer ever again. It sounded feminine, and there was only one person she could think of that would scream like that. Yeah, that was John. With the second thought, Marion grabbed hold of Rumi and began to fly them up toward the screen. Behind them, Bismarck turned himself into a bird, water wobbling as he took flight, and the multi clothes followed suit. They ascended to the clouds, and lightning crashing all around them. Each was accompanied by a boom, loud enough that Rumi felt she was going to go to death. You have trust me with accompanied. I almost said that. Then, after a few minutes of flight, they broke the cloud cover and saw a floating stone platform. Miss Moy recognized it, and the same platform she had seen him meditating just an hour prior. Its one spacing white stone architecture was settled, blackened by ash and soot. The floating spiral staircase was gone, turned into a floating rubble. Taking himself, he and the others continued to flying up to the top, where they finally saw Raymond. Miss Molly heart sank as she saw her condition. Yeah, she was not so Raven anymore. Which is a show I have not seen at all. These chains were attached to her arms and legs, immobilizing her and tall pillows that stretched further into the cloud. Above her cloak was torn and tattered, and you could see burns along her waist and ankles. As I met here, Zintos, she started, her eyes tightly closed. Although Matthew then He was in the skin early, and had magic pulls through the chains, and crossed through her body. He screamed and thrashed, trying to do anything to stop it, but nothing was working. Oh, daughter! An in-moving voice sounded, held by a hand flash that eliminated Trigon's hand for a moment. Almost as soon as it disappeared, it was gone, leaving behind only the dark and glow of his eyes. Why do you continue to do this? Why do you make me do this to you? It's your fault you are suffering. It's not mine. I'm not the one hurting you, even though I am. You! If you stop this thing, you will not hurt anymore. That is always the stupid logic behind them. He was breathing heavily, getting her mind and tilted her hand towards Trigon's eyes, and into them defiantly. Although, Bastion, Zintos. Trigon chuckled. The sun more magic crossing into Raven's body. He screamed, and Raven could no longer find it within himself to sit back and just watch. Leaping from Megan's arms, he unfolded her cape and turned it into a glider. That I have not seen before. That's a new thing that they have. Using her semblance, she spat toward the nearest chain and flipped. Unfolding cast and told, as we get to Narwhal with all of her mother's momentum. The sides made contact, but instead of getting through like she had hoped, it simply bounced off. The thick iron chains spotting no visible damage, while Ruby's noted a small chink in Cassandra's blade. No, Ruby, this is not something you can cut. This is a metal blade. Most likely, it looks like it's put up by Trigon, but it is literally put up by Raven herself, because she believes that this is an unbreakable chain. It is unbreakable in her mind. This is Ruby was almost unable to launch under a blast from Trigon. Turning herself into golden.
Maybe they need to filter her perception.
Yeah? Turning herself into golden at the last second. The thick pillar was shattered and the magical attacks made contact, sending shards of rubber flying in all directions. There you are! Ruby bellowed. Ruby? I have a meeting got out. Her hand wobbling. Hey, Herman! Ruby gazed, holding out Cassandra with one hand behind her back. Sit tight! We will get you out of there. We? Ava slowly turned her back to see Megan, a Beast Boy, flying towards her. While riding slightly at the side of them. You're afraid? Before Beast Boy could ever say anything to her, he went eyed her into the back of her head, and she slumped forward. She looked at the air shift, and suddenly grew at her. The air began to warm from the heat. The cloud of ash around them began to churn and glow at her. Moving laughter echoed from the void, and as soon as the cloud disappeared, slowly in disbelief, we turned her head up to face the terrifying bizarre of Trigon. The word Titanic man described him adequately. I mean, if the word Titanic describes him, then it means he will sink. The ship was dark blood-red, with black lines reminiscent of tattoos crossing his arms and torso. A pair of large horns, each black and light, that heavily contrasted with his long, moon white hair, came out of his forehead like a crown. He was shirtless, of course he was, only wearing a pair of black iron gauntlets, and a black half cuirass that barely covered his stomach, and the tops of his legs. They themselves were double-jointed, like those of a goat, and although you could not see them, you could imagine that they end up in someone's feet. So he is literally a half Seahawk. Just imagine him having just normal feet. There's no seen this part. And then it's Trigon. His eyes were no longer glowing hard, and listened for another pen. There were no irises, no pupils, simply a black shell that promised only malice and unimaginable cruelty. But when the whipcast had rolled around, aimed, and fired at Trigon's face, the blood did nothing other than make her feel good. Why did it make her feel good? I didn't react to the blue at first. That's only smart to reveal his large face. He chuckled. He saw the vibrating Hermit's bones. He felt like jelly, but forced herself to stay upright. Then, loading another round into her chest and toes, she aimed it at Trigon's head once again. Get out! Could be ordered with as much conviction as she would muster. Trigon laughed uproariously at her demand, leaning down to where his face was eye level with Hermit. This allowed for her to feel his own breath, as she gimbled at the foul odor that issued from his mouth. It smelled of death and decay, of burnt flesh and rotten corpses. Briefly, Hermit's mind traveled back to that first day of Mayday's invasion, but quickly pulled herself out of it, except her expression. Behind her, Marion and Miss Boy held up their feet defiantly, showing they were ready for a fight. Rather than appear annoyed or angered, Trigon made a laugh. Ha 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 ha! Trigon bellowed, such a useful arrogance, thinking that you have the chance of saving your friend. Your loyalty to my offspring would be admirable, but not so foolish. Trying to save a friend is not foolish. When possessed, remembering how such an act led to her team and Team Juniper escaping them on that session. Is it? Even when it means your own death? Why does it remind me of what just happened to Lona as well? This is literally the same speech. You are stupid for going to the west, you are gonna die. Immediately after he spoke, Trigon's head was raised high above his head. Then he slammed it down with the force of a meteor. His outside feet slamming to the rock and shattering it. The machine actually was blown away by the force, carried away by the game paradoxal. But had turned herself intangible, allowing Trigon's hand very tight to her. But even still her body reacted negatively to the heat, Simon assumed. As soon as she was free from the confines of his flesh, he turned tangible once again, and reassured her immediate surroundings, trying to find Raven. He found her, and in place by iron chain, like the floating orbs of her magic. Raven! He shouted as she flew toward her immobilized friend. Take her back, and her beam of magic struck her chest. He blew back, hitting one of the few remaining pillars, and was slashed deep into the void below. As she cried, she was able to regain her bearings. Marion looked forward, expecting to see Trigon's face, only to wait and see a red-glowing Raven, staring at her with 4 glowing eyes. I think that you are right, Marion answered in the air. He answered by screaming at the top of her lungs, holding a dark-haired astral projection of a flaming Raven behind her. A dark floating aura was surrounding her, and the dark face showed Rage's face. Knowing that the red almost clone was in no mood for discussion, they flew away at high speed, with Rage rolled behind. Below her, 5 million clouds, a metaless meteor lowered Ruby to the rocking ground. The rise of magma surrounded around them, making it hard for Ruby to breathe, and the earth hot to the touch. The red pearl then reached into her pouch and pulled at her remainder, gasping for air while she stabbed into her face. She heard a cough and looked towards Miss Boy in worry. He was catching in the chest wound. But before Ruby could even attempt to help him, he raised his hand and had her back. I'm fine, just a little widened, he admitted, and looked at the hardscape that surrounded them. His face had a look that combined sorrow and rage, the equal measure, as well as discomfort from the hotel. Ugh, it smells like sulfur. But if it smells like sulfur and feels like sulfur, it probably is sulfur. Are you okay? Do you need a remainder? Don't worry about me. It's more efficient in possibly for the Roman to pass through our limbs. First her limbs. He was always slowing down how injured he was. And from the side of his shoulders and the fairness beginning to enter his clear skin, he was running on fumes. It was like they had done a number of him, and it was a miracle he was still standing. They then heard a lower rumble come from around them. The teenagers whipped around, holding kiss and hold out in front of her. And so, then they were surrounded by a sea of black and white. Grim. Hundreds of them. Glass with red hungry eyes. The mouths were opening and closing, kicking their teeth together, and Ruby admittedly found a chair around down their spine. And then, suddenly, strange humming noise surrounded them, and the game started taking each other out. Wait, no, this is not the same area. There is no time loss here. It can save them here. From what I know, neither the remnant here nor the humans or Earth's heroes have any kind of sonic devices that can make them go insane. Well, no, maybe Cyborg has some kind of sonic device, but they would have to actually find a good reference for that. And he's not here. He's outside. Alright, you think the hundred on the left? I think the hundred on the right.
Confirmed. Cyborg definitely has a sonic cannon.
I mean, that is just a cannon. I don't know if he can find ways to become a screwdriver. Maybe later, when he goes older. Huh, I think 101. They are all nominations, right? Miss My People Johnson and Miss Mine. There's the spirit. Then, without saying another word, we find a sniper rifle and another recruiter's gun. The game's head exploded in the cloud of black gore, and in the stomach of the metal behind it. The man disintegrating through off the wall. And so, in order to signal, the game paused to on after some of the noise, and shot at Ruby and Miss Boy. Why does it remind me of, the two towers again? I think it was the two towers, right? When they were like, hold the arrow, don't let go. Oops, sorry. We find Cash and Toad, and the reaction good. You're point of your fire filling that air. Each one landed two, filling the hand of Ursan, Melrose, and James. But when the hole finally closed in, you'll be sprang up, the cloud of golden. He from the south, the top of the arc. Okay, billowing outward like a parachute, low on the sand. Then, caught in a circle. You'll be fired a weapon and each instant, hitting multiple targets with each pass. And when somebody almost reaching the ground, he gets sent hold into his side mode. He found the blade in a mighty arc, impacting multiple games at once. And leaving a significant meeting room. This is literally describing the trailer of Rumi. Run. I hope you really fast towards the nearest him, using cash and hold on the war side war side. Miss Boy was charging through the hall and the large green mastodon. He carried him on the foot, impelled yet more with his mighty touch. Oh! For some reason, when they wrote mastodon, I thought it was the door. But no, it is Ghost of an Elephant.
Yeah, I was going to say that is like a primitive elephant with a lot of fur. It was one of the Zords that the Power Rangers called upon.
This is the one I was mixing it with. The Masanor. One letter
I believe
difference.
that's called a Mastiff.
No, that's a Masanor. The Mastiff, I mean, that's a type of Mastiff as well.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, it's an elephant. Call it what it is. He escaped from love suddenly in his tongue. As he screamed the life out of it. I mean, do they have life in them? That's a very questionable sentence. I mean, they are still moving, but I wouldn't call it life. Like, calling, if you are killing a zombie, do you stop their life? Not really. Anybody refused to let go until the creature was lost in the wind. Then moved on to the next. He felt like a ball of him leaped to the top of his body. And he shook his tie and threw them off. But then, someone managed to keep hold and sink his back into Midboy's hide. He rolled in pain, then shifted himself into the ankylosaur. The ankylosaur? Isn't the little, like?
I think you got the pronunciation right. It's some kind of dinosaur.
Oh no, it's the small armored one.
Yeah, I was right about the dinosaur part. That's probably one of the more armored ones.
I don't know what these are called. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see what turning into these. The small ones. Sculpture Natus. But yeah, I'm on. That's all makes sense at the moment. This is a game title by TM. This time it's very broke and also come out time. No, also come out time. It's only telecom into the future, rushing along its back. That's why it's here, not away. I mean, if I had further, I would have realized that, oh wait, it's not. The man has been sent into you of him, entering their mold, and entering their internal organs. I am not quite sure if they actually have molds. In the inside. I know they have molds on the outside.
Just a theory, but I have suspicion that they simulate bones until they're defeated and they turn back into goo or something like that.
Probably, yeah. No, it turns into dust. Then turning step into Tyrannosaurus Rex. His most empty jaws shot on an awesome measure, cutting its with his monster-sized teeth. I hold out the challenge to the rest of the game. Also be careful about what you are showing to the game because they are literally mimicking dangerous animals. I don't know if they can evolve at in that point, but all of the game are all just mimic of a dangerous animal, for all we know. And I don't think I have seen any dinosaur game yet. But in this scenario, they might learn. The minor creature enchants my tiger's body, easily excellent, and charged with fearless figure. One of them, may lose their sabers rage about to go. The white marshal grappled with rage, holding their tightly with one arm, but while been punching Rage's face with the other. Go to sleep! Go to sleep! Go to sleep! Oh, it's not quiet! They're chatting, but Rage managed to go and finally kicked by the way. Her foot covered in her magical aura. As Miguel flew back, Rage yelled magic between her hands, and then fired a focus beam toward Miss Motion. Miguel bugged hard, and then the keep changing from the heat of the attack, extra hard at the unfortunate enemy. Her eyes glowed bright white, then turned red, and 3 beams of heat shot out and struck Rage in the chest. Miguel flew forward, continuing to fire her martial vision, until she plowed into Rage in the area attacker. They continued flying to several pillars, hitting them all one by one, as the age has moved. The advantage of her modern squad said, we are partial about clothes repeatedly. In the god, they have her hand to bring it down to a rising knee. As her is quiet, we are punch her in the face again, then toss her over her shoulder into the back mass below.
There's no one that made any comments on your live stream yet?
No.
Okay.
I gotta look down to see if it shows any sign of activity. But she's low on the camp. Her mother and Tommy were handling themselves well, getting the abominations left and right. But she couldn't help but notice how the past girl emitting from the present stage came, recognizing at the far end of the grand platform into new creatures. She realized that Haven's knowledge was right. The game were many copies of the original, one that were being carried somewhere in the city. But she didn't focus on that right now. Instead, she flew back up towards where she last saw Raven, the real Raven, and found her being surrounded by her other emoticons. I mean, the real Raven is outside, not here, but they were simultaneously trying to repair the damage Trigon had wrought on her, by defending themselves from his own attack. The sphere of magic they had concentrated on themselves were shaking and getting under each of Trigon's heavy blows, whether they be from face or magic. Seeing another crack form, they were proud and flew toward the demon. A sudden move went up as she moved the sound barrier. And she felt a touching sensation all across her body. Trigon barely had time to look before a giant mismotion threw a mind punch into her face, pulling him to Trigon and lost his nose. In case you have forgotten that jackpot, Trigon told him, resting your foot on the ground. Is there a gushing knot of grim on the foot? I can get you down. I have complete control over my molecular structure. How does it feel to become someone your own size? And now, this is turning into Attack on Titan.
What if he just yells out, "It's
Trigon, recovering from the unexpected blow, had nothing at first. Then throwing his arm back, he rolled and fired four waves of Red Horse Magic and mismotion. Beyond turned intangible, allowing the attack to face straight through her, with no issue. When she turned tangible again, Trigon followed up the attack with a punch to her jaw, spinning her around. Trigon recovered and spun back, retaliating with a punch of her own. The two giants descended into chaotic melee. Now, sitting behind their shield, that was close to continue their work, and they simply magic into Raven's body by healing her wounds. Then, Esther stood rubbing Raven's hand. Her projected soul was currently unconscious, but Esther knew that the reaction was still fun and appreciated. Yo! Raven announced, and she flew back up, holding a tiny ball raised in her arms. I got her! Don't worry, guys, I got this! Good, bring her here, I ordered. Let's begin removing that corruption from everyone's age. All of this will work. Son burst and helped her mouth. Hey, we already know that. Why tell us again? I just feel that. Is there 7 emoticons there?
in this encounter, I didn't keep track of the exact number.
So when Raven goes into a mind, he is constantly being reminded of Snow White. And the 7 emoticons.
Inside Out could also work, as Ruby pointed out earlier.
Yeah? Because you said it's not through the last time she told us. From the test side. Not my fault. She was so boring. Why do you sound like her mother? You shouldn't be slow then. Both of you. Not interested. The two became emotions with the exposures on the test at hand. With the other emotions. While the majority of exposures on the area herself. Even enjoys that our magic intercession rate. Oh man! I think that you all wound up. You're excited to room to the smile. Some are finding enjoyment during this process. Yeah! Enjoy Ron enjoys face. So immediately melting off. And I imagine you having me on what is it called? A speaker, and people are looking at you like who is shouting? Yes, and yes, ever.
Actually, I have you on earphones, even with the cell phone.
Yeah, it makes sense. Even if you are alone, it matters to me. Same that sorry. It means nothing. I she sent her money into Radiant's body. The thought was the new emotion was served as a natural counterbalance to Trigon's immense age. Although the effect was subtle, he said that they were beginning to make an impact. Then, he looked down at the muscle before them. He couldn't tell what fear scared of our friend. I'm sorry, he responded, then went back to work. Back on the ground, Rumi and Miss Boy were in the fight of their lives. But they had long since gone out of bullets, and was forced to resort to bleeding only. So she even used up the Roman bullets as well? I assume so. Honestly, Rumi just fine, and she flew back and forth, slamming the gas and the road wherever she went. One male wolf attempted to lunge at her, only for Rumi to jump overhead and swing to her side in a vertical spin, bicycling the creature from end to end. He then had a quick burst back and one of Megan's house-sized feet got into the ground, where she stood only moments earlier. Rumi stand up in awe as her friend fought against Trigon, matching him blow for blow. Then he had a yell and shot her attention to Beast Boy. Let me see in a sense. Do we have any? Yeah, there's gonna be something for it right now. Not so far away. The man thrown himself into a Stegosaurus, swinging his tail back and forth. He chose the least threatening dinosaur in the repertoire. The Pteromiters on his tail were impaled into him. The what now? Pteromiters? What the hell is a Pteromiter? Oh wait. I might have misunderstood. Wait, then which? This is a Stegosaurus. Then. Oh. Okay, my bad. I thought he turned into a Brachiosaurus, not a Stegosaurus. My bad, I missed the names of it once again.
Well, that'd be a heavy class of dinosaur. In fact, as far as the land animal is concerned, The Brachiosaurus was the largest.
Yeah, but that's why I said that he chose the least threatening one. But no, he was shooting a Tyrannosaurus with spikes. Some of which brutally clawed at them in an attempt to free themselves before expiring. But there were too many of them. It is more obviously by the older Rumi herself was holding dangerous low one. That spotted several gashes on his side. His blood was oozing out of the wound, and his belly was labeled. Coming to the decision, near instantly, reached forward and struck a male wolf that had maneuvered itself to a safe position on the mid-boy's final plate, preparing to bite down into his flesh. The we fended off to a base boy, all watching off of it, and they carried it to the ground. That saw her up automatically and she landed. She slammed the blunt end of her weapon into the game's hand, crushing it like a melon. Then ducked and the key plunged for her hand. It soared over her. She looped her weapon around and sliced it in half, before proceeding it to flow into a net of swirling petals and blade. The game that was too close was hidden, allowing Miss Boy time to recover. He turned himself into murkier soul. We just have to call its name, right? The big giant tail and flapping the game with surprising size.
Yeah, the Brachiosaur might be amazing at wrestling.
Yeah, I'm very fascinated. Finally, the hole began to thin, and Miss Boy turned himself back to his human appearance. I mean, no, the hole was never beginning to thin. They still respond. Garfield! We exclaimed as he saw him lean against the rock. He was covered in cuts and bruises. He heard of blood running down his head and arms. The more minor injuries were being cured before his very eyes, much to his astonishment. While the more serious ones were healing much more slowly. He said, breathing heavily, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Can be found at his admission, but at the same time understood where he was coming from. He was already injured before entering his mind, and the experiment couldn't be good for his body. Another roar to the first thought, as he met Miss Boy's shoulder. I mean, if he wanted to, he could turn into maybe a hedgehog or a turtle.
Or how about a SpongeBob SquarePants? He's got a lot of cartoon logic and physics, so there actually might be some advantages there.
I mean, just turn himself into this. And hold into a ball, and he cannot be hurt by most of the game.
I think I've seen some of those killed by cars when it's run over. But for its size, it does have a lot of armor class.
I mean, Garfield is capable of changing the size of the creatures. It doesn't have to be the same size as the real.
So that creature, but the size of a building?
Yeah. And he can take somebody never see. Just turn around and kill all the game without even being injured. And a few more in you? Yes, and Midmore. Letting that acid. Midmore apparently proclaimed as he turned to face the ongoing horde. He met his teeth and therefore summoning the first few steps, when increasing gain confidence. Then when he reached his top speed, he saw himself in the Triceratops, and using his hand down, and stayed his horn forward. He roared and plowed into several game at once, crushing yet more on the massive bulk. Ruby stood on top of him, keeping the game from jumping on top of her friend, I only can weapon war size configuration and the rest. The box has one, forming a cloud of dark particles that run around them. Or we can turn but smile confidently, as if we quickly pass part of a blade around, to the community's alleging mirror. Although might being a loose in its open maw. I mean, why is he using the war size configuration and the laws? He can actually use a large configuration, a sphere configuration. Later on, this boss can go further up. Maybe in this version, she can't do that yet. But yes, they approve. It's a possibility. Doing a full sphere. The version 1, forming a cloud of dark particles that swirl around them. But we couldn't have much more confidently. Actually, including spawn later on, to the ability her landing mirror. But my sphere
You read all
a
this.
loser. It's fine.
You finished
It's
it.
about more.
Yeah, we're done with this paragraph.
Attention focus on the game. They didn't notice Megal's flows coming into the ground, until it was right in front of them. Minimal is here in this best attempt to stop his momentum, but it actually carried them forward, until they snapped into a red mood. We flew off on Miss Boy in a flare, trying to right herself in midair, but Miss Boy rebounded back. The money returned to its normal form, and it laid on its back, holding for a few moments. As the other came approaching, it shot back up to his feet, holding the robot for a minute. His chest hurt, and he writhed in pain by nursing it with his hand. So Beast Boy is gonna win in this scenario. He has the same chest one. Yep, and the first team neared. He started and turned himself into Gorilla, followed its head into dust. And on the neared, he grabbed this and used his body as a mace, slamming it efficiently into one abomination after another, after his body disintegrated. More came piled onto him, as he fought and gained his way into freedom. He was turning himself into an eagle and flying up front. From this vantage point, he was able to see more of the battle. Magan was losing ground. Trigon was hurling powerful blows into her body. He was desperately shielding her chest and face from the Nemo's breath, but she was unable to shake his blows to her side. He was forcing her against the magical shield and was close and constructed around themselves. The shield buckling over under the other weight. The only consideration he could see was the terrain was visibly less corrupted, but that didn't mean much if Trigon managed to get to them first. If he did, the last remains of Raven's individuality would vanish. By the way, you see Ruby fighting yourself him as well. You're moving in the blur of rose petals, making cats and rolls at every movement. Multiple game were cut down at each swing, but there were too many. Hero managed to land loads on her. The moment For a moment, he saw over flicker dangerously. As Trigon suddenly pushed and moved, he felt a sense of rage overtake him. Oh, there Trigon bounced into the light and tried to combat Hero from his own end, How dare he hurt his friend? How dare he ruin the lives of so many innocent people? Just so he could throw from the earth for no real reason. No coffee now. Okay, I don't have to go out. I have some cola here. Which is really not good for reading, but we are nearing the end. I mean, no, we are not nearing the end of the chapter. That would be crazy.
I mean towards the scene break.
Yeah. Oh. Ah! Yeah, the early team, and made my wife the door, and an awesome managed to take a control away from her. I fell towards her, with more so run, and he managed now to run them most. He managed his continuous attack and speed, as he, with astonishment, turns from a single eagle into a swarm of wasps. Remember, he is capable of that. With a cloud of insects, he swarmed the game and swarmed it 1,000 times with his fingers, biting it into his very hard with mandibles. I hear he turns into mass, not meat, because mass can think multiple times, meat can't. The creature attacked, trying to shake the swarm off, allowing him to the chance to command her weapon, as we can blade down into his hand, killing it instantly. And the body dissolved into dust, we saw the swarm come and coalesce into his boy. So with astonishment, the grey skin had turned the plan, but we quickly returned to normal. Then Miss Boy eyes rolled back to the back of his hand, and he found for one. We caught him in the arms, and slowly lowered him to the ground. He then heard more roars and growls and the rampage came on, charged towards her. In the middle of her skull, we could feel her organ limit being tight. Yet, still she stood tall in open defiance. Ha 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 ha! He heard Trigon's mocking laugh as he grabbed Megan's head and put it positive with more crushing force. Yet, his attention was squarely on her. Even now, you still little inevitable and hang on to your hope. You truly are a blind, naive child. I might be naive, but I'm not blind. That would be vision. So what? We said. So what if I still have hope? That hope has guided us at its far, and it hasn't failed us yet. I didn't meet you on the top before, I will meet you with it now. Your precious Eliza was lying beaten and broken. I remain. Much to be sure. Think you can following expression? That your smile can weaken you. Yes. But you, the motion and the changing surround my daughter's mind, I made your friend into my favorite thing. That gives me succulent. We sat and triumphed for a moment, then felt an unending cage boil from within her. The piercing scream! She stretched upon a nearby cave that charged forward, covering a path toward the demon. Everything began to flow to her, a sea of black broken my head, until she finally reached his tooth. For the gas and rose for like a spear. You know what? as she burned the blade deep into his leg, until her old hand making his flesh of her. She didn't have time to process what she did. When Tyler's force violently kicked her away. Ruby screamed as her mother flew back, crashing into a pillar of rock, and shattering it alone with the rest remains of her aura. They still saw pillars standing? Sage. Yeah, okay. I got nothing as she started Marianne on a cushion chair, holding her mother to support over. Leaning down, carefully removed Cass's nose from his body, holding it in the palm of his hand like a toothpick. He started it, then smiled. An interesting design. You put a lot of work into this weapon, didn't you? We didn't name him Nurture as he pushed herself to her feet, lying at him with open defiance. Seeing that as her answer, Tyra smiled evilly, leaving yours in his hand. There was a crashing noise, and with her saying as she saw the little pieces of her weapon falling to the ground. No! Ruby mumbled under her breath, and Tyra still hurt her. Smiling, he grabbed Megan's pulled from. Megan to take her to the sea of magma boiling around them. Don't fret. Tyra said as Megan regained consciousness. To her horror, she saw that Tyra was trying to plunge her head into the magma. And so, she just tried to push her body upward from the rock. The Tyra paper pushed her down. You won't die in your seat. Only once your presence is fast enough will I grant you that mercy. And we can only watch helplessly as Tyra continues to push Megan closer and closer to the magma. Her bruised, gray skin was turning white. As her psychosomatic phyrophobia was beginning to kick in, yet Ruby remained still. Behind her, she heard the grim coverage of Miss Boy, whom she just realized she had left undefended in her midst to futile attack back at Trigon. Above her, Tyron's simultaneous medical blast were weakening the shield, surrounding Raven and the Amoticons, and with the sound of a breaking glass, the shield settled. Tyron laughed victoriously as he barreled away, looming over Raven, as he prepared to destroy the last vestige of her as a person. I mean, this is the scenario when Ruby can unlock her hidden talent of the K.I. She is capable of destroying that horde of flame and push Trigon back with just like that. Her mind hate as she tried to contemplate what was happening. It wasn't supposed to happen. None of it was. Tyron's hand slowly reached for Raven, ready to end the life of someone she had near. Something with a Ruby snapped. From Palm Plus on Joy Low. I have no idea what he's saying. I almost had Blast Ultra. No! Ruby screamed at her eyes glowed silver white. A great white light poured from them, sweeping over everything in the past, like a pair of magic rings, and everyone turned to face the unexpected development. He rolled in the light, turned to stone, and crumbled as Tyron divided. What? Tyron yelled in shock, and confusion before he too was consumed. Then, he began to scream in utter agony. He might not be able to control it yet, but the pure power of the silver eyes is still there. Literally the only thing that the main evil in Rumi is actually fearful of. That can stop her. And as much as I would like to continue, because this is definitely what is it called? A cliffhanger ending. I could hear my voice going away.
Okay.
And it only has been 1.5 hours almost. So, Rumi is the only one standing, and because everyone else everything else is going to shit, he unlocks her secret technique, the silver eye. She is not controlling it.
Limit
She
break.
is gonna probably file a curse after this. But this can literally stop Trigon attack, or at least weaken him enough so Raven can get back to control. That's all she needs, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else is still
If
alive.
Trigon's threat here ends here, I think the rest of the chapter might be about Brother Blood.
Yeah. He's not gonna be happy about this development. And we know that the league is gonna come down and finish the job. Because the Titans are not gonna be capable of doing that. They are all injured and not even able to move, most of them. But they did a good job until now. They contained the corruption that is Trigon. And that's all they had to do. I'm sure that there are some league members who are like, oh yeah, but if Haven wasn't there, then Trigon wouldn't be able to come back. Which is a stupid idea, but I can see their point as well. There's gotta be a problem about that. I'm assuming. But the fight is still ongoing, and I have no idea when the next rating session of this one is gonna continue. I'm not gonna say anything until I know. Because the usual time when it will be, my mother is coming home and I will have to have her back out. So we will see. We will see when we continue.
Okay.
We will let them rest. Get the energy back. But I do know that in 1.5 days we will continue Tonic. So yeah, I'm not gonna pull the time too much. I'm gonna end it right here. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.